The Oculus Quest natively records gameplay footage at a lower bitrate and in a square aspect ratio due to the fact that it's recording just a single eye. But what if you want to record higher quality gameplay footage in a 16:9 widescreen aspect ratio? Well, I've got a workaround for you using ADB commands. Before we get into the how, I want to show you the why. What I mean is I want to explain why this method works and what it's doing. Also, in order to do this, you'll need to be able to sideload as you're going to be using ADB commands to make it work. If you don't know how to sideload, then you can check out my super quick video right up there. Unfortunately, since the Quest only records one eye, there's only so much visual data. That means that by recording in a widescreen format, you're going to lose some of the image on the top and on the bottom because it's effectively cropping a widescreen portion of the image. While I originally didn't want to do that, after switching over, I found that nobody even notices what's missing, and I like the 16:9 image way better. Another thing to consider is the bitrate. The normal bitrate, or amount of data saved per second of the recordings on the Quest, is just under 6 megabytes per second. I'm going to show you how to increase that bitrate to give you even better footage. I personally only bump it up to about 10 megabytes per second, especially for my gameplay videos, because the file sizes can get huge, and it'll actually stop recording once it gets to around 4 gigabytes. But I'll show you how to increase that if you want to. The last thing to consider is the foveated rendering. You may have noticed that the side edges on the Quest can look a little bit fuzzy. That's due to the foveated rendering that renders everything in the center of the screen for you to see and reduces the quality at the edges so that it can run properly on the Quest. When you record in widescreen, that can be noticeable, but it's also possible to turn it off. You can also bump up the frame rate of the video if you want to, but I don't usually do that because it tends to cause performance issues. Turning off the foveated rendering and increasing the bitrate too high can also cause performance issues where you may see some dropped frames and in-game stuttering. The settings I'm going to give you are the ones I use every day, and that in testing have been the most consistent in every game, as some games are just more taxing than others. If you run into issues, all you have to do is restart your Quest, as unfortunately this is something that you'll have to do every time you restart the headset. Alright, and now that that is all out of the way, how do you actually do all of it? Well, I've made it super simple for those of you who don't want to have to worry about manually entering ADB commands. In the description below, you'll find a link to a zip file that includes 6 different batch files. 3 to record in 1920 by 1080 with various levels of foveated rendering, and 3 to record in 1280 by 720 with the same. There is one with normal FOV, one with reduced FOV, and then one without the FOV altogether. All you have to do is plug your Quest into your PC, launch SideQuest, and then navigate to this folder and double-click on the settings you want. The command prompt will pop up and let you know it was successful, and that's it. You can now record in widescreen with a higher bitrate. If you want to adjust the settings in the batch files, you can do so by right-clicking and then clicking Edit. You can now change the recording size if you wish, as well as the bitrate. Keep in mind that if you are changing the bitrate, it is in bytes, so you'll need to calculate how much that is for the proper megabytes per second. Once you've made the changes, just save the file and it's ready to go. You can record in some insanely high bit rates that give you some awesome looking footage, but like I said, the file size can be huge and it can affect gameplay. And that's pretty much it. Increasing the bitrate will give you a much better looking image, and changing the aspect ratio will give you that widescreen view most people like. The download link for the files will be right down there in the description, and if this video was helpful, please give it a like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon. If you want to check out more of my Oculus Quest videos, you can find them right here. Thank you so much for watching, and happy questing.